I need netherite gear. I need netherite tools, weapons, and armor. Today we're going to be mining for ancient debris. After that, I might do some work on my Piglin bartering farm that I built last episode, and also do some building on my base. First, we need to get some supplies for the mining session. We're going to be using the bed explosion method. Shockingly, we'll need a lot of beds for this. If you're not aware, when you use a bed in the nether, it explodes. Ancient debris has a high blast resistance, so if you use a bed to explode, it'll destroy the netherrack, revealing ancient debris. Ancient debris is really rare in the nether. There is 1.6 ancient debris per chunk. For the beds, I will need some wool. Luckily, I have a ton of wool. I have 4 slots in my storage system that are just wool. So that is, like 12 double chests of wool. So what I'm going to be doing is taking this wool and putting it in a shulker box, not a shocker box like I keep saying. And it makes more sense to have it in a shulker box because if I crafted everything into beds, that's going to take up more space because the beds are not stackable as where wool and wood are. Now, there's one problem. In order to craft the beds, I need some wood, and I am super low on wood. So this means that I need to do a mining session and deforest this forest. So it is time for a time lapse. And I'm done with chopping down some wood, so I did quite a bit of damage to the forest here, and you can see I have one full box there of wood, some random stuff like bee's nest, some grass, some saplings, etc, and then even more wood. So I basically just played until my arm got tired, and then I thought that was enough. So that should be enough for the ancient debris mining. I mean, most of these I'm going to be crafting into planks, which I'll be using for the beds. So that should be good. The only problem was, while I was out here, a pillager patrol came out, so I have the bad omen effect. So before I actually go back to my base, I need to get rid of the bad omen effect, because if I don't, it'll trigger a raid. So I'm just going to grab an empty bucket, and I need some milk for this. Oh, there we go, there's a cow. So now, buddy, just go your way, milk ya, and drink it, and there goes the bad omen effect. So I have all of the shulker boxes ready for the mining session. So I have a full shulker box of white wool, a full shulker box of cobblestone to deal with any lava or lava flows, and then wood, lots of wood. So the next thing we got to figure out is where we're going to do this. So before I had a spot over here and it's kind of destroyed over there. There's random spots all over the place. So obviously I want to go that way as far as possible to have a new area to mine. But it makes more sense to start over here because I already have the ladder that goes down. So what I'm going to do is use that spot and then mine all the way over there. So now I am heading to the spot that I actually set up for ancient debris mining originally. I don't know, I have this weird feeling that there may be a problem with this ladder. It looks pretty solid. Hopefully I won't die. And here I am back in my original ancient debris mining spot. So you can see there are 4 different directions I went. So, and I have some random chests here. I have some stuff like netherrack, some wool, beds, some wood also. So the first thing I have to do is figure out where I know where this is, because if I get lost, it's really hard to find the spot. So what I want is minus 96 to 26. So pretty much close to 0, 0. So that should be pretty easy to find. Now I got to figure out a spot to actually go. So I might want to go up a bit. And this is a tunnel. It looks like I mined quite a bit here. So it might be a good idea to just go in this direction right here and go 1,000 blocks. So one thing I want to do before I actually do the mining session is set up a respawn anchor. So a respawn anchor is 6 crying obsidian and 3 glowstone. That is the crafting recipe. And basically what the respawn anchor does is allows you to set your spawn point in the nether. So you can't use a bed in the nether, otherwise it'll explode. And vice versa, you can't use a respawn anchor in the overworld or else it'll explode. So this is pretty useful if you think you could possibly die. So I have the respawn anchor, I have it set up. So basically the one thing with it is that it needs to be charged. So if it is not charged, then it won't work. So even though you might set your spawn point as this and it has no charges, you'll just respawn in the overworld. So you just use glowstone to charge it. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 4 is the maximum charge you can have for a respawn anchor. So every time you die and you respawn near the respawn anchor, it will use 1 charge. So let's set it. So now if I die, I just respawn here and I can easily go back and grab my stuff. And this keeps happening while I'm digging this tunnel. I keep finding ancient debris. Wow, 2. So far I have a total of 5 ancient debris. I think I have 6. But this is going pretty well so far. So that really sucks. So while I was mining the tunnel, I unfortunately got stuck in some lava. And all you can see left is the ancient debris, which doesn't get destroyed in lava. But that means every other thing I had got destroyed. So that meant all my armor, which isn't a big deal because I have backup armor. But that means I lost my Elytra, and at this point that's the only Elytra I have. So that sucks. But back to the mining. So I didn't get to 1,000 blocks, but I got to 800. And I'm sick of dealing with lava, so let's get some exploding done. Before I start exploding things, I just want to explain what I'm doing. As I said, explosions will reveal the ancient debris and remove netherrack. There are 2 blobs, yep, blobs. One blob can generate anywhere between 8 to 119. This is the vertical position in the world. The first blob really doesn't matter. The second blob is between 8 to 22, with the most likely level being 15. Lava seas are at level 30, so you don't want to do these explosions too high or it will let a ton of lava in from the lava seas. My personal preference is to do this at level 13. How this works is you place a bed, have a piece of cobblestone between you and the bed, and then use the bed. You might take some damage, but the cobblestone should block it. You also want extra cobblestone because there will be a lot of lava flows. Besides that, you should have some food to restore your health and also other supplies you need for the mining session. So after all that mining, I am back at my base, and this is all the shulker boxes. It really messed up my shulker box organization because I have tons of stuff from that. The key thing is that I have 46 ancient debris. I only needed 32 for what I wanted to do, so I have an extra 14. And I also have, I think, 3 in another shulker box, so I have an extra 15 just in case. So that's pretty good. So the next thing I gotta do is smelt this down to get some netherite scrap. So put the ancient debris in, put another piece of ancient debris in, and why not put another ancient debris in? And I'm going to keep doing this. And now I take out the 46 netherite scrap from the furnace. Now for the fun part. So I have 49 netherite scrap, I have the gold, and let's see how many I can actually craft. So 12 netherite ingots. That sounds pretty good. I think that's enough for all my gear. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 with the axe. Now we get to use the smithing table. So how this works is you put the tool in, you put the netherite ingot in there, and this will keep all of the enchantments that I have on there, and it will also keep any name I have on there, which I don't name any of my tools right now. So that's one of them. And we'll just go through and put everything as netherite except for my chest plate, because that's pointless because I'm eventually going to get Elytra again. Kind of an interesting look with the diamond chest plate, but that's the look I'm going for right now. Anyways, to sum up the benefits of netherite, there are 5. 1 is more durability, so you get more uses with something like your pickaxe. 2 is armor toughness. The simplest way to put this is you can take more damage. 3 is netherite gear won't be destroyed by lava and will float on the surface. 4 is increased base damage on the sword and axe, so you do more damage to other mobs. And number 5 is increased breaking speed on tools like a shovel or a pickaxe. So that is a lot of advantages for netherite gear. I would say the durability alone would be my favorite thing about the differences between netherite and diamond gear. So the next thing I wanted to work on was the Piglin bartering system. So there were some issues with it that I didn't really address last episode. The biggest mistake I made was having baby piglins in here because apparently they don't grow to adult piglins. I don't know how I missed that, but that's one issue. The next one is the storage part of this because there are not enough spots for this, so I need to expand it a lot more. However, considering I lost my Elytra, I kind of feel naked without it, so that's the next thing I want to do is get some Elytra, so go into the end and actually try to recruit it, which is kind of risky because I just got this netherite gear. So before I actually go into the end portal, let's set my spawn point here. I guess it's night also, so might as well go to sleep. And the other thing is, let's put on my fashionable helmet. Let's see how this looks. Oh, I look good. And we'll have to live with the weird vision for a bit so the Enderman won't kill me. And let's go. So this is going to be tricky this time because I've raided most of the end cities that are really close to the here, so I might have to go a bit farther out, which is tricky because I have no Elytra, so I'm going to have to actually build some bridges with some cobblestone. Okay, so the big thing I'll be looking for is shulkers, because if there are shulkers there, I probably have not raided it yet. So I'm pretty sure this one's been raided because this was the obvious one right next to the gateway. I should also mention my inventory. I have some ender pearls. I brought some shields because of the shulkers. I have some crafting tables, and I minimized the amount of gear I had. I should not have a shovel on me. And I have tons of cobblestone because I might have to use some bridges to actually get to the end cities. I guess I should amend that. I shouldn't be looking for shulkers. I should be looking for shulkers and end ships. And that one does not have an end ship on it. I really hate doing this. This really makes me nervous. Every time. I feel like my hand is going to slip. So it took me a while to find one, but I finally found an end city with some shulkers that are actually levitating me up a bit. Maybe I can use this to get up. There we go. So that took some doing, but I finally found one. Finally got my Elytra. So that was pretty exhausting, and unfortunately I forgot to get some mending and unbreaking enchantments for when I actually get the Elytra. So I need to find a gateway pretty quickly. Yeah, I just need to get out of here. So let's hope this works. And let's try to find a gateway somewhere around here. So it should stick out pretty clearly, but I cannot see one. Okay, so found an end gateway, and there we go. And let's go back into the overworld. Okay, and the last thing I gotta do to enchant these things, so I gotta get mending and unbreaking, which is this guy. And now the fun part. And now we'll enchant them, which I don't have enough enchantment levels for. So give me 1 minute. Now I have enough enchantment levels, so let's put the enchantments on here. So that is good. I think that is enough for today's episode, and I got a lot to do for next episode. I was going to get more Elytra when I was in the end, but it took me so long to get the first pair of Elytra that I thought it would be easier to do a separate session where I get more Elytra. So anyways, thank you guys for watching.